Hi everyone, happy weekend. Welcome to another weekend review with you know who. So if you missed this live, you can always tune in on the feed, or you can see it on the YouTube page, and then some clips on Twitter and TikTok. So without further ado, not going to waste everybody's time. I am about to go to look at COVID numbers on the CDC website because the Johns Hopkins University medicine website have discontinued to report the numbers like they think COVID is over. It's not over. It's real. Joseph, what's up? What's up, First Lady Spear? How are y'all doing? I hope all is well. So let's refresh this page. So as of now, in our country alone, the COVID cases are at 103,801,821 cases confirmed of COVID-19. So 103.8 mil. The death toll here is 1,121,512. And the hospital rate is at 16,391, even though it's trending down, but that's high. And 16.4 people have got the booster. Shout out to my cousin that just came on here. And let's see, I believe there's still 71% of people vaccinated, but we're going to look to see how many people are vaccinated. This is what happens when you type fast. So according to the US Facts website, there are at least 269,650,596 people that have received the first dose of the vaccine. So that's 81% of the US population. And overall, the amount of people that are vaccinated is 230,142,115 people vaccinated, fully vaccinated. And they say there's 69% of people that's vaccinated, but it's really at 70%, 71% vaccinated. So you do the math, that's 2/3 of the nation, which in technicality is still not enough, because you need at least 90% of people to be vaccinated to make sure you end the pandemic totally. So, and according to the age groups, the senior citizen population is more vaccinated than the 18 to 24 population, which it's sad because I don't know why y'all, I'm gonna get into y'all in a minute. Then followed by the 50 to 64. Then it's my demographic, 25 to 49. I fall into that one. Then it's 12 to 17. It's vaccinated. And then you got people the vaccine just made under for 2 and under. And the most vaccinated people is actually people that are defined, biracial, followed by the Asian community. Then it's the Latino community. So more black people should be vaccinated. So 50% of my demographic have received the population and received the first dose, but only 44% of us is fully vaccinated, followed by the expanded community. 56% of that community is vaccinated. 63% of the Native American community is vaccinated. Let's see. Only 50% of white people is vaccinated, so they're kind of low too. But there are more white people that are not vaccinated versus black people. And if you break down the states, my state, 79% of us is fully vaccinated. So still a little bit better than the whole entire nation. So folks, with the lowest I believe is Wyoming is the lowest fully vaccinated, followed by Tennessee, South Carolina, Oklahoma, North Dakota, mostly Republican states, right? Mostly. So just to break this all down. So we have almost 104 million confirmed cases here in the United States of America. We have damn near 800 million confirmed cases worldwide, right? Over 7 million people dead worldwide. Here at home, we do account for 20% or 25% of that almost 800 million cases. It's a lot. Yeah. We're like leading in something. So not great, right? And I know the president wants to, declare this pandemic is over, but I'm just going to keep it real. This shit ain't over. People are still dying from COVID. People are still in the hospital suffering from COVID. There are people that had COVID more than once are suffering from long COVID. And the long COVID symptoms include, respiratory issues, including asthma, possibly diabetes. Let's see, issues with swallowing your food, loss of hair, fatigue for a minute, memory loss, memory lapse. So there's a lot that plays into that thing. That's why they urge people to protect themselves, to wear a mask and get vaccinated, right? And some people just choose not to get vaccinated. So that 18 to 24 crew, I'm talking to y'all. I want y'all to stop looking on social media every time when someone says something like, oh, this is not real. When it comes to taking the vaccinations, you want to listen to an epidemiologist and an infectious disease doctor versus some holistic doctor or some dumbass who is telling you don't take the vaccine. And that also includes people in my age bracket in their 30s, because some of y'all believe the bullshit too. And y'all don't want to get your kids vaccinated. And what happens is you or your kids or somebody in your family suffers from COVID so bad, not vaccinated to the point where they're near death. So I'm urging you folks to listen to an epidemiologist, get vaccinated, continue to wear your mask, even though you don't see people wearing it. Wear your mask to protect your family, especially when you're working with a whole bunch of people in a field that you have to deal with other people in the general public. I'm boosted, fully vaccinated, and I still wear my mask. I wear two. You don't have to wear two. There's surgicals and there's N95s. It doesn't cost that much. You can buy a 50 pack for possibly like $5. I bought 50 surgical masks in a box for $5. $5. It's not that hard. So I'm just urging you, with almost 800 million cases worldwide, over 7 million people dead, home, almost 104 million cases, almost 2 million people dead, 1.2 million people dead, over 16,000 people still in the hospital. I am urging you to protect yourself from COVID. Get vaccinated, get boosted if you're fully vaccinated, and wear your mask. Because we might suffer another year after this. So that's my word of advice. Moving right along to these 2024 elections. This is primary season, right? Even though there are important elections in 2023, there's Wisconsin, there's Mississippi, I believe Alabama, and there's some statewide races in New Jersey and Virginia. But also, there is the 2024 elections, the primary season. The Republicans already have, of course, I'm about to get into his ass in a minute, and Nikki Haley already declared their candidacy. And then on the Democratic side, we know the president and the vice president are going to make their announcement soon. But then you have knuckleheads and grifters like Marianne Deborah Williamson and now RFK Jr., who can possibly declare his candidacy, which I think it's an oxymoron, for these two knuckleheads, supposedly in a Democratic Party, to primary the sitting president of your party, who actually is popular amongst his voting base, which is black people and people from marginalized communities. What the hell are you thinking? You're not even breaking 5%. Or possibly not even breaking 1%. And you're lucky to even get some type of percentage versus the president. Because the president is fulfilling his campaign promises. He promised a seat of the first black woman on the Supreme Court. He did that. To nominate black judges and get them appointed, confirmed to the court. He done that. The vaccine rollout, done that. Passing the American Rescue Plan, done that. We actually finally had Infrastructure Week, done that. Lower the cost of prescription drugs, done that. Did executive orders to ban no-knock warrants, done that. Let's see. Anything else that I am missing? Racial equity initiatives, done that. And there's more. There's a lot more. Jobs Act, done. Increase in wages, done that. Inflation Reduction Act, done that. So why the hell you primarying him? I don't know. I think it's dumb as shit. It's dumb. And to Marianne Williamson, you will definitely lose to the president. You can't even debate on not just domestic policy, but geopolitics. Because when it comes to the situation in Ukraine, when it comes to the threats coming from our foreign adversaries, when it comes to restoring the relationships with our allies, you have no knowledge of that. You have not served in no office. Literally, no office. You're grifting. So, best of luck to you. Try to primary and want to debate this president, because this president is going to ignore you. Like Karine said, she can't feel your aura. Just saying. So, yes, Joseph, the most diverse cabinet ever. Diversity in race and diversity in sexual orientation, diversity in gender, all of that good stuff. Yeah. And also ideology too. Because the vice president is actually very progressive and the president is more of a centrist. So it does work together. So, the news this morning that is like flooding everybody's phone, making everybody's phone vibrate, which is absolutely insane and crazy. So, here it goes. According to Political, I don't like Political, but I'm going to read some of it. Manhattan District Attorney, which is my district attorney that I elected, Alvin Bragg offered a private retort to Donald Trump's message Saturday urging supporters to protest his expected indictment, telling office employees in an email, "We do not tolerate attempts to intimidate our office or threaten the rule of law in New York State, in New York. Our law enforcement partners will ensure that any specific or credible threats against the office will be fully investigated and that proper safeguards are in place. And so all 1,600 of us have a secure work environment," Bragg wrote, adding that the office have been coordinating with the New York Police Department and the Office of Court Administration, the administrative arm of the court system in New York. That's good, because I'm just like, you're going to need protection. Especially Alvin Bragg. You definitely going to need protection, dude. Bragg added that all with our investigations, we will continue to apply the law evenly and fairly and speak publicly only when it's appropriate. In his email, Bragg didn't identify Trump by name, referring only to him by public comments surrounding an ongoing investigation by his office. Donald Trump basically took it to his social media platform, Truth Social. Protests take our nation back, citing illegal leaks, but the investigation, which he said indicate he would be arrested Tuesday. Though a person familiar with the Trump operation said they were not actively organizing protests, Trump's comments raised alarms about how his followers might be incited to act. Look at January 6th. So it appears that my DA is bringing charges to Donald Trump in a connection with the hush money payments, which is bribing, made to a porn star, Stormy Daniels, at the height of the 2016 presidential campaign. A flurry of activity related to the grand jury investigation into the hush money payments, including recent testimony by Michael Cohen, Trump's former lawyer, who arranged the payments to Daniels, and singled an indictment and likely to happen soon. I mean, the checks does have his signature on it. So we all know what's going down. But I want to cite a tweet that I took a screenshot of. And we all know who tweeted this. So I'm going to pull it up when I find it. Here we go. Here we go again. An outrageous abuse of power by a radical DA who lets violent criminals walk as he pursues political vengeance against you-know-who. I'm directing relevant committees to immediately investigate if federal funds are being used to subvert our democracy by interfering in elections with politically motivated persecutions. I wish I did his voice. But that was Speaker Kevin Owen McCarthy. So, I got time. Oh, Kevin, I don't know what you're trying to do, continue to lick Trump's ass crack, but my thing for you is no federal funds is not being used to investigate your president, your dear leader. Your dear leader has been investigated, especially by this office, forever ago. It just so happened it is kicking off because there's a new DA in charge. And this DA is working very closely with the AG in my state, the state of New York, your dear leader's home state. You know we was going to bring the smoke to him, along with Georgia, along with Jack Smith, and even the state that he resides in now is bringing him the smoke. So this is no political vengeance. This is holding somebody accountable for all the shit they have done during their time in the People's House and prior to him being in the People's House and after leaving the People's House. So I don't know if you know the law, but you probably don't know how you serve in Congress, and don't read your Constitution. But I'm going to need for the Constitution Party, including Kevin, to read the Constitution, to understand checks and balances before you open your goddamn mouth. And that's all I'm saying. And since we're on the subject of my DA and my AG, I would like to tell y'all something. Well, refresh your memory. I said back from before Alvin Bragg got in there, I said the state of New York was going to get Donald Trump first. I have said that. And it's no disrespect to other prosecutors in other states getting him. They got cases, serious cases, just like we do in New York. But the one thing that New York State holds dear, campaign finance laws. We do not fuck around with that shit. We don't. We don't. So, to the Do Something Twitter folks and the resistors out there who are questioning the competence of Letitia Ann James, New York State Attorney General, and Alvin Leonard Bragg, Manhattan DA, I'm going to need for you guys to shut the hell up if you don't know anything, because you really don't know the scope of this investigation. You don't know the ins and outs of what's going on. Most of this stuff is adding up from when this man was running for office and prior to running for office and during his tenure and afterwards. This is years of buildup. It just so happened he ran for office, which was the biggest mistake of his life, because now he's an open book and there are DAs and AGs going after him. Letitia James case, AG Letitia James case, can definitely turn into a criminal case. And if it's a criminal case, she's referring it to the Manhattan DA, which the Manhattan DA is on him about the Stormy Daniels hush money payments. You have to cross your I's and dot your T's to have all the investigation, all the information for the investigation before you start indicting people. And that's what Alvin Bragg is doing. So for all you folks that say you have no faith in Alvin Bragg, you don't care about him, you only care about this person, which the last time I checked, y'all was not even for my AG, because y'all didn't like the fact that she was going to stop her investigation to run for governor. I mean, there's almost 2,000 people in her office versus the 1,600 in Alvin Bragg's office. So I'm going to need for y'all to shut the hell up if you don't fucking know shit. I think I'm going to have to reiterate this message again. For the Do Something Twitter folks, that includes Politics Girl, Trista Snell, that Terry lady, all of you supposed to have legal minds out there with podcasts, not the legal people on MSNBC, but some of y'all on it. Oh, Mueller, she wrote, you're another one too. So, I'm going to list y'all folks again. Politics Girl. Politics Girl, Trista Snell, Mueller, she wrote, and the other older lady with the bob. If you don't know something, shut up. You don't know the scope of this investigation. You don't know how it's going to go. You don't know how it's going to lay out. Just keep your fucking mouth shut. And for Tristan in particular, you had the chance to, make a criminal referral. Well, your boss, you should have told your boss to make a criminal referral back then, but you didn't. So, it is what it is. I'm just tired of everybody having an opinion. Everybody that's not a legal mind. If you're not a legal mind and you don't know the scope of this investigation, shut up. I don't know too much of the scope of this investigation in legal terms. But I know for a fact that the stuff that I'm finding out, this shit is serious. New York State campaign finance laws it's a real fucking thing. So you can ask Brian Benjamin, you can ask all of these fucking people that broke campaign finance laws. Some of them either served in jail or they have to resign from their job. Like, this shit is like, it's not a touchy subject, but it's real shit. There's a lot of people that served in the state assembly that had to resign because of the campaign finance laws, violating those campaign finance laws. That shit is serious. Bribing, we take that shit seriously. We don't fuck around with that shit at all. So let the just let the process play out and shut up. That's all I'm saying. So, until then, I said my piece. I said everything I need to say. This was quick. You guys have a good night. Sleep well, sleep tight, and see y'all next week. Deuces.